Today, we're diving deep behind enemy lines. We're going to uncover the story of one of the most audacious rescue missions you can imagine. This was a mission that put a sacred military promise to the ultimate test: leave no one behind. And let me tell you, the price of keeping that promise, it was absolutely staggering. I mean, we've all heard it, right? Leave no man behind. It's the guiding code of the US military. But you have to understand, this isn't just some catchy slogan. It's a rock-solid commitment, a promise that means they will literally move heaven and earth. We're talking hundreds of elite operators, dozens of aircraft, all sent deep into hostile territory, just to bring one person home. So, that raises a pretty serious question, doesn't it? When that promise is truly put to the test, under fire, what's the real cost? And I'm not just talking about the human cost. We're talking about billions of dollars in equipment, insane geopolitical risks. Well, the answer is about to unfold, and trust me, it is absolutely mind-blowing. All right, so let's set the scene. It all starts in the dead of night, high above the jagged mountains of western Iran. A US strike mission, something that should have been routine, goes catastrophically, horribly wrong. And just like that, a desperate fight for survival begins. Okay, so here's exactly how it all went down. It's 2:15 in the morning. An F-15E Strike Eagle is flying low, hugging the valleys, using that terrain-following radar to stay hidden. But here's the problem. To drop its bombs, it has to pull up, just for a second. But a second is all it takes. In that tiny window, an Iranian Tor missile system down below gets a lock. The missile screams upwards. In the proximity detonation, it's just catastrophic. The crew has no choice. They eject, punching out into the pitch-black Zagros Mountains. Now, the pilot, he gets recovered pretty quickly, but the weapons systems officer, the WSO, he's not so lucky. He's wounded, he's alone, but his training just kicks right in. He manages to hike 2 miles through brutal terrain to get to a 7,000-foot ridge. Smart move, gotta get the high ground. He fires up his emergency beacon, but here's the critical part. He only uses his radio in short, sporadic bursts. Why? Simple. He knows Iranian intelligence is hunting for his signal. Staying on the air for even a second too long, that's a death sentence. So the clock is ticking. You've got enemy forces closing in on his position. The mission has to shift, right? It goes from survival to rescue. And the first move isn't what you'd expect. It's not with guns or bombs. It's with information. This is where the CIA steps in to play a very, very dangerous game of smoke and mirrors. And this is where the plan gets, well, just brilliant. Truly audacious. The CIA doesn't lead with force. They lead with a lie. A big one. They start leaking rumors inside Iran, whispers that a US ground team is already with the WSO trying to smuggle him out over land. And you know what? It worked. It worked perfectly. It sent Iranian forces on a total wild goose chase, buying the US precious, precious time for the real plan to spin up. So what was the real plan? Oh, just a massive helicopter assault force, packed with the absolute best of the best. We're talking Delta Force and SEAL Team 6. But the craziest part? The launch point. It was a temporary forward operating base they secretly set up on an abandoned airstrip inside Iran. Think about that. Deep inside enemy territory. And the air support for this thing? It wasn't just support, it was an armada. You had your MH-6 Littlebirds and MH-60 Blackhawks for the assault. You had an HC-130J acting as the command post in the sky. And this is key. EA-18 Growlers were there to unleash an electronic storm, completely blinding Iranian radar. All the while, an MQ-9 Reaper drones circled high above, acting as an unblinking eye right on the target. Okay, so the deception bought them time. The armada got them into position. But just as the rescue team makes it to the downed officer, time's up. The gig is up, and the mission just erupts into an all-out firefight for survival on this lonely Iranian ridgeline. The second those helicopters touched down, all hell broke loose. Iran's IRGC, they realized they'd been played, and they swarmed the position. The US operators, they immediately set up a 360-degree perimeter, locking down that ridge, and just started taking fire from everywhere. It was, by all accounts, an absolute slugfest.